It's still morning. It's 10:40. Thankfully, looks like my roosters were adopted. I marked the property and everything to make sure they weren't somewhere, around. Did notice though somebody came over and cut one of my trees, but it's dead. Hopefully they chunk it up. In fact, it looks like they cut a couple of them. Well, yeah, hopefully they get it chunked up. Can't really say my trees anymore, right? I'm gonna miss my home. I'm not gonna miss all the shit that happened here. I don't know how to explain it. Because yes, I'm gonna miss the work I did. There's a pond right there. It's about a 55,000 to 60,000 gallon pond that my neighbors helped me dig. I put a lot of work into this place, and that's what's bothering me. I was doing everything I could to try and make things easier financially. I mean, went from it was a $1,200 one-bedroom apartment, not including the utilities. I think with the utilities, it was getting closer to like $1,400-1,500, to a home that it costs at the moment, because I'm still making payments on it till all the selling shit is done. I'm just gonna round it up a little bit, but I make my payments are like $665 a month, and that includes the tax and the insurance payments and stuff like that. And then my utilities, well, it's grid tied, so the grid helps charge the system, but the batteries need to be replaced. I've had too much on my hands because I've been maintaining this entire property. There's over an acre here. And then that's just the debris barrier that has been falling apart. But as you can see, these were the gardens I put in. Those are the solar panels that my younger son helped out on one of the times he showed. Oh shit, I better turn the lights off on the truck, otherwise it's gonna be dead. I just realized the lights have been on this entire fucking time. And I've been here for a couple hours. But put in the coops, rabbit hutches, that type of thing. That part right there is actually, where it's covered in the white. No, that's also another coop. That's, yeah, in-house, that type of stuff. Put in all the fencing in this place by myself. Thankfully, my dad helped with the last 100 feet, because otherwise it'd been way too much. Checking to see if any onions have grown, and looks like I've got some onions. Yeah, I put in these gardens. I was very proud of my toilet lilies, so wherever I move to, I'm gonna have to put in some new toilet lilies. Thankfully I got a picture of them still in bloom. And thankfully I got some cherries from the tree. See, I still got pictures from when I dropped the one tree. The other I'm just surprised on because it's new. There's 2 new ones. And it looks like they dropped the one tree on top of the other I had dropped that I damaged my spine on. And all this shit came from the pond. We actually weren't trying to dig it out as deep as possible. What you're not seeing, liner's got to get fixed a bit here at the end, but that's 11 feet right there. We were only trying to go like between 6 and 8 feet, so that was deep enough so it didn't freeze all the way through. And we ended up finding not just the last owners, but the original owners' trash dump in the ground here. Now, mind you, these are generations that were telling us how to be environmental. I think that they taught us some great things when it came to recycling, reducing, and reusing, that type of stuff, but it's hypocritical when you go digging out shit. So, where is it? I don't think you can see it that easy. Right here. This tree right here that I'm pointing at, that's the tree I dropped the first winter here. I ended up having to use a regular axe. The tree was frozen. And that's when I did the damage to my spine bad enough that it was just like a few days later I woke up and I couldn't use my legs. I lost use of my legs for a while there. So it gives you any idea. I gave everything of myself to this place and to that person to try and make life easier for the both of us. But really, I was going crippled in the process. I became financially drained. While they, got to, do as they please, go where they wanted to go, and do as they wanted to do, I was stuck isolated here, doing all of this. You can see the piles here. All those are from me raking all this shit up, cleaning all of this up. I did nothing here. A lot of people didn't see what was going on here on the mountain. And I couldn't really speak up. There was a point there. It got to a point there were, especially after all the legal shit and everything that she started dragging me through, and then started using the police as her abuse enforcers. It put me in a position I felt like I had no hope. I had nowhere to turn to. I couldn't even call 911 for help. They basically act like they'd take the report and then ignore it. I had nowhere to turn down here for help. Even right now, I really have nowhere to turn to for help down here. I could go through the legal aid down here. The legal aid attorneys, when speaking with them, yeah, I can very well act on some things. And now that there's other shit that's coming to light, I can very well press charges. I can sue big time. But it's like, what's the point? I don't see any point in it. I've got a lot of mixed thoughts. I mean, part of me is just more or less still in shock and a mix of not surprised, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I'm looking forward to moving and moving on. I've beyond realized the last 12 years I was living a great big illusion. Well, they weren't. They knew what was going on. They knew what they were doing. There's no way they can play they didn't know, or play dumb, or anything like that. What's been going on was extremely fraudulent the last 12 years, and it was at my expense and my family's expense, and the relationship that I had between my kids and a lot of people that I've known over the years since school. I went through a process of not just a character eraser, and and a character assassination by her and her helpers. But there's other things I'm starting to question now, and because of all the lies and everything that's gone on, there's things that I want to know now. But at the same time, I don't want to know because, yeah. And I don't even want to bring up the subject on here. I've already brought it up to a couple close friends of mine going, look, because of all this, it really is making me question this other situation now. But it's one of those things that it's like, how do you even bring that up? It's one of those things of, given the time and ages and all that, ages of all those involved, it's like I don't know if it's even worth the bother and just let people live life like thinking a certain way or something, because now I have questions. I've been lied to so bad this entire time for so fucking long. I'm 100% now in question of certain situations. And yeah, as I've been saying, I'm in this place where I don't want to know those answers now. I just want to hurry up and be done here so that I can be moved out of Oregon and beyond and move on with my life. I mean, I'm mentally exhausted as is, just in general, not just from this shit. It's from the combination of dealing with the house, dealing with finding a new home, dealing with what am I going to do? How am I going to make this work? Of moving, getting a new home, reinvesting into a business, just the list of things. So I'm in a weird headspace. It's not necessarily bad. I mean, I really, I can tell you this right now. Every other fucking question that I've had before this, it's been answered. There's been it's enough to be like, okay, I get it. And so I'm just letting it be, basically, and moving on. Things that you didn't really want to know, wasn't expecting to know, that you stumble on purely by accident because you're selling your home. And then it explains a whole lot of other things, and you're going, no, holy shit. Somebody thinks they're a player. Somebody thinks they can get away with fraud. I do have a feeling that some tax fraud shit is involved in this stuff where they're concerned. Like, I've got a lot of questions, but like I said, I just want to be gone. I want to focus on the next stage in life. And in the process, I can't say I'm going to forget this and all that or anything like that. I just don't even want to touch it at this point right now. After getting stuff moved and all that, because I'm waiting for my neighbor to get here and then my folks to arrive to help load up the last little bits, and then because I already got everything that's left to be moved out of here in the living room. I'm ready to go. It's awkward for me to carry it out, the shelves and stuff. And yeah. So I was just kind of trying to lay there and relax for a minute and chill. I mean, from the time I'm recording this, folks should be here, probably here in the next 30 minutes. I don't like the fact that people took advantage of my kindness and the fact that I am very easily forgiving when it comes to people I care about. I don't appreciate that people can be so comfortable to lie to me in such ways and fuck with my life and my head in such ways, knowing that I'm going to give a benefit of a doubt because I care about them. Not questioning anything, really. I learned a massive lesson, and not just on relationships in the sense of, like, serious relationships, you know, like girlfriends, fiancés, that type of stuff. I really did learn a pretty harsh lesson when it comes to friendships and family, too. I learned a big lesson about myself when it comes to my Asperger's. And my ability to recognize certain things. I'm easily blinded by my own naivety, and I'm very guilty by it, to allow my feelings for somebody to interfere with any logic, you know, of saying, hey, there's a problem here. Like, I think most any other normal person would have saw the flags long before I would have. And that does bother me. That bothers me more than, I think, than anything else. Sorry, I'm just packing my smokes. It's the fact that it was that easy for somebody to fucking use me. And use my social downfalls against me like that. Knowing that they're doing it. And even though they didn't know I had Asperger's up until about basically 2 years ago, they still knowingly took advantage of me like that. And I'm guilty of letting them do it in that sense, because I fell in love with somebody that I didn't even think twice about anything. Down to the hospital stuff. I mean, I asked about that stuff, them and others, and I got varying answers and all that, but it's like, it's a baby bunny. It's like, nothing makes sense to me. Like, I just don't know how to explain. I do, and I don't know how to explain it. It just, the whole thing doesn't make sense to me anymore. Yet it makes very clear sense to me now. And I know probably over the next couple days I'll be processing it still, and it'll probably start to hurt a little bit. I don't know. I would have rather known sooner than now. But, you know, I can't do anything about that. I can't change it. I can't change anything that's happened at all. I can't change shit. I'm at a loss in a lot of ways, and yeah, it made things so much easier when it comes to on this moving stuff. I'm not having any type of remorse of it. I want to get away. I need to get away as soon as possible. They've been willing to do this amount of damage for this long. I don't know if I can trust what they're willing to do. What else they're willing to do. I mean, yeah, they've put my life in danger on more than one occasion. completely destroyed every relationship around me. And the ones they didn't, they got me in a position of having to question, okay, which ones are my friends and which ones are not. Down to even my longest standing friend, my longest living friend at the moment, my buddy Nate. And I've known him as long as I've known my brother Jess. I'm in... It's definitely time for a change, and I'm looking forward to this change. I am looking forward to a nicer home. And the homes I'm looking at are way nicer than this one, that's for sure. I'm just afraid of trying and wrap my brain around any of this, especially on my own. And I think before I even try to unpack anything, I think I need to sit down and talk to someone before I even try to even allow myself to go any further in thought on this crap. I've got a lot of mixed emotions going on. Like I said, a lot of it's just a cross between going in shock and not surprised. I mean, I think as I'm talking about it, it is starting to sink in. Like, really, how much fucking shit has that person been doing all this fucking time and taking advantage of my fucking trust in them this entire time? God, if there's someone out there, please save me and just help me get out of here. I'm just at a loss, and I'm not sure if I'm confused or if I've got a whole mix of feelings and thoughts going on. So with that being said, I'm going to sort of kind of stand out here and try to enjoy the, sunshine for the moment and be ready to, deal with getting the rest of the things loaded into the truck and the Jeep and then start making that long ass drive back up, which I'm probably, knowing my luck, I'm gonna probably end up pulling off at a rest stop somewhere to take a nap for a couple hours, because I have been up since like around 1 something in the morning, and I went and took a nap starting at around 11 midnight, somewhere in there. I mean, I had a whole lot of sleep here over the last few days, but yeah, yesterday and then last night, stumbling on this crap. Yeah. Folks are now pulling up. So, thanks for watching. Try and have a good day. Excuse me. And try and stay safe out there, alright? Late.